What happens when the greatest manager in professional wrestling history decides to send a message? What we witnessed this week on WWE programming wasn't just a promo, it was a declaration of war. Paul Heyman looked directly into the cameras, locked eyes with CM Punk, the Usos, and Cody Rhodes, and delivered words that will echo through Wargames. We're breaking down every word, every gesture, and every implication of this jaw-dropping statement that could completely reshape the landscape of your favorite wrestling storyline. This is WWE Sphere, and you are not going to want to miss this. Let's set the stage, because understanding the context of Heyman's warning is absolutely crucial to appreciating what's really going on here. We're heading into Wargames, arguably one of the most physically and psychologically demanding match types in all of professional wrestling. This isn't your standard one-on-one encounter. This isn't even a traditional tag team match. Wargames is a cage match. It's brutal. It's unpredictable. It's where reputations are made and broken. On one side of this equation, you've got CM Punk, a man who has reinvented himself multiple times throughout his career. A competitor who thrives in high-pressure situations and loves nothing more than proving doubters wrong. Then you've got Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare himself. Cody has been on an absolute tear, and with the Usos potentially in his corner, the numbers game becomes incredibly important. But here's what makes this different: Paul Heyman isn't just managing talent. Paul Heyman is the voice of a movement. Paul Heyman understands psychology in a way that very few people in this business ever will. So when he steps up to that microphone, you better believe there's a method to every word. Now let's talk about what Heyman actually said, because the specifics matter tremendously here. Heyman's warning centered on one fundamental truth. He was reminding everyone involved that Wargames isn't won by individuals. Wargames is won by cohesion. It's won by teams that operate as a single unit, where every member understands their role, trusts their partner completely, and knows that when push comes to shove, everyone's got everyone else's back. When Heyman directed his message toward CM Punk specifically, he wasn't just trash-talking for the sake of it. He was identifying a weakness in the opposing team's structure. Punk is undeniably talented, one of the most skilled wrestlers on the entire roster, but Punk also has a history of going his own way. Heyman was essentially saying, "I see you, and I know how to exploit you." For the Usos, Heyman's warning took on a different flavor. The Usos are among the most dominant tag team competitors in modern wrestling history. They're brothers. They've got that inherent chemistry that comes from blood relation and years of competing together. But here's the strategic brilliance. Heyman was reminding them that even their chemistry might not be enough when they're operating outside their natural environment, which is a traditional tag team match. Wargames operates by different rules. And then there's Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare has been on a mission, a singular, focused, almost obsessive mission. Heyman's warning to Cody was perhaps the most psychological of all. He was suggesting that individual determination and drive, no matter how powerful, might not be sufficient when you're facing a unit that has trained specifically to function as a team. What makes Heyman's warning so absolutely genius from a storytelling perspective is the psychological element he's woven into it. Heyman understands that professional wrestling is 90% mental and 10% physical. The matches are won in the ring, absolutely, but the victories are decided in the minds of the competitors before they ever step through those ropes. By issuing this warning publicly, on WWE programming, Heyman has accomplished several things simultaneously. First, he's planted seeds of doubt. When CM Punk lays his head down at night, Heyman's words are going to be rattling around in his brain. When Cody Rhodes looks in the mirror, he's going to hear those words echoing. When the Usos prepare for Wargames, they're going to be thinking about what Heyman said about their compatibility in this specific environment. But here's the second element, and this is where it gets really interesting. Heyman might actually be motivating his opponents. Sometimes in professional wrestling, when someone tells you that you can't do something, when they suggest that your talents or your team cohesion won't be sufficient, it ignites a fire inside of you. It makes you want to prove them wrong. It makes you dig deeper than you ever have before. That's the beautiful complexity of Paul Heyman. He's operating on multiple levels simultaneously. He's trying to intimidate his opponents while simultaneously understanding that his words might galvanize them. That's not a mistake, that's calculated. Because what Heyman really wants is to make sure that everyone involved is focused, prepared, and bringing their absolute best to War Games. A 100% effort from your opponents is far more interesting than a broken, demoralized, distracted effort. Heyman knows that wrestling, real wrestling, is about the dance between two or more competitors who are all locked in and giving everything they have. So what does all of this actually mean for the War Games match itself? When the bell rings and the Warriors step into that cage, every single person involved is going to be operating with heightened awareness. They're going to be thinking about what Heyman said. They're going to be hyper-conscious of their team dynamics, their individual roles, and the specific ways they've been criticized. For CM Punk's team, this is an opportunity to respond to the doubts that have been cast upon them. This is a chance to prove that they function as a cohesive unit despite whatever the narrative suggests. Expect to see very deliberate teamwork, very purposeful strategy, and a team that's operating with something to prove. For the side that Heyman is allied with, expect excellence. Expect professionalism. Expect the kind of execution that comes from a group that understands their assignment completely and is ready to demonstrate mastery. War Games thrives on these kinds of storytelling elements. It's not just about the physicality, though that's certainly important. It's about the psychological warfare, the team dynamics, the personalities clashing within the structure of a match type that amplifies everything. Heyman's warning has fundamentally altered the psychological landscape of this entire event. He's changed how everyone involved is approaching their preparation. He's changed what's at stake mentally. And that, my friends, is why Paul Heyman continues to be one of the most effective communicators in professional wrestling. Before we wrap up, let's talk about what this warning means for the larger narrative that WWE is building. Paul Heyman is a character. He represents something specific within the world of WWE programming. He represents strategy. He represents psychology. He represents the understanding that professional wrestling is about more than just athletic ability. It's about storytelling, about narrative, about creating moments that resonate with audiences. By having Heyman issue this warning, WWE is reminding us that this isn't just a match, it's a story. It's a chapter in a larger narrative that's been developing across weeks and months of programming. Every promo, every alliance, every betrayal has led to this moment. The warning also serves as a reminder of Heyman's value within WWE programming. Whether fans love him, hate him, or somewhere in between, Paul Heyman remains one of the most compelling reasons to tune in. His presence elevates every segment he's a part of because he brings a level of passion and psychology that's simply unmatchable. So there you have it, WWE fans. Paul Heyman's terrifying warning to CM Punk, the Usos, and Cody Rhodes ahead of War Games is so much more than just trash talk. It's strategy. It's psychology. It's masterclass level storytelling that reminds us exactly why we love professional wrestling. If you enjoyed breaking down this storyline, please smash that like button. Subscribe to WWE Sphere for more in-depth wrestling analysis and commentary. And let us know in the comments, who do you think will answer Heyman's warning at War Games? Who's going to rise to the occasion?